missed. Of you good? You doing fine? Let's come today together and talk literally about the Ukambani region, politically, economically, and even socially, extending to religiously. But before then, there's something that I want to say. Our region, how it is, constituted by the three counties, that is Machakos, Makueni, and Kitui. In other words, the territory has been a bit cut short due to the 2010 constitution through the Independence Boundaries and Commission. Initially, the Ukambani territory had passed all the way to Kajiado County, extending to Embu, Meru, and the other regions, so it was large, but now it is only the three counties. Now, the three counties that we have as a region, there are major problems that have brought to the region since independence. And if the county, the region, not the county, needs at least to access and see its success in the future, there are several things that it should perhaps launch away. One of them is disunity. The region has been disunified for quite long some time, and this has caused the region immensely in matters development. That is where we have leaders so divided, and then ending up to divide their followers, so causing disunity both for political leaders and the voters. Number two, another major problem that has rocked the region, it is drought and famine. If one will come to understand it well, the Ukambani region lies in the arid and semi-arid regions. Those are what we call the Asal districts, extending from northeastern all the way to Taita Taveta. And due to this famine and drought, which have set in the pattern and the unpredictability of rain patterns has ecologically defined the nature of the region. Agricultural farming is one so affected, and animal rearing, making it so hard to reinstate the economic of the region agriculturally. A third reason or a third problem that has rocked the region since independence. We have internal and external forces. Internal forces come in this way. We have the party leader icons. Due to their personal ambitions and literally their philosophies, it makes them hard to go on one path that thus each leader drums and pulls to his side, thinking that his philosophies and his personal interests are so much important than the region's stakeholder. For example, We have the Waiwa philosophy, we have the Chapchap philosophy, the Muungano philosophy, and the NAC philosophies. All these philosophies and personal interests set ahead of the community has caused it to lie back in matters development and growth, right? The external forces come in whereby leaders from other regions see the region zone is united and they come in. As a matter of fact, they divide the party leader icons. For example, you hear UDA has gone for merger with Chapchap. That means what? The voters aligned with Chapchap will automatically vote for UDA, rightly? If Wiper goes into a merger with UDA, it means automatically that Wiper voters will vote for UDA. So this is an external force that has come in and reaped immensely from our disunity as a community, rightly? And therefore, we have ostensibly this major reason: personal ambition and philosophy, which has caused the region to suffer extensively from accessing development from the previous regimes and governments, rightly? So, the political situation of the region as we speak, somehow it seems favorable, somehow it seems not favorable, because we have known long ago through the previous regimes how it has been going. The community stays disunified, as if it is disorganized. Then across to the voting period, we have outside forces come in and perhaps recaptures most of the region's strength by entering into mergers, convincing and persuading the political party icons. So that should not be. And if the community is ostensibly behind His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for the 2027 presidential election, and it really wishes good for him, it needs to be united this early, not wait until it is too late, rightly? We need to see Chapchap, we need to see Muungano, we need to see NAC, we need to see every other party coming into the table and making declarations, rightly, that are best suited for the interest of the community. For example, let's see about the Gema community. The Kikuyus, they have known one thing: it is only through unity they can clinch and stay long in power. Good people, rightly? See, in the recent past, we have seen the Sanganas, and the remote conferences. These are nothing else but declarations whereby the community come together as one and make a unified decision that we need to go this route for the interest of the community and to stay in power and have at least a strong bargaining power if we are out of government, rightly, or if we are not presenting a candidate of our own, rightly. It is a good sign. We have seen recently the Muna declaration that was in Sheikh Seikur, whereby they declared Kalonzo Musyoka to be the presidential candidate. We need to see more of that kind, We don't need to have leaders saying you are in government, you are in opposition. We need all leaders from the region, whether in government, whether in opposition, whether ex-officials, all of the leaders aligned to the Ukambani region are extending to the clergy, coming together and making a declaration that is so designed and that is precisely aimed at staging the community unified. Are we together? It is only through this that our region will gain momentum and have that strong bargaining power as we head for the election. And it is only through this strength and unity that will act as a tool to bargain more success and more development for the community. If the community is not presented for presidential candidate in other days, rightly, we need to come together, all leaders, and call their followers aligned to stage a unity that is designed to seek better for the community. Rightly? And perhaps if we are so many to have our own son, a son from our region, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, to become the President of the Republic, let us, all the youth, register as voters, because voters card, it is the only tool that will enable us to force and take our son, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, together with other communities to clinch the presidency. Rightly? Let us not have this is Mwingi Mtuse because he impeached Gachagua. This is Mutua, this is Kawa, this is no, it will not be like that. If Kambas, let us get a good gesture and learn something else. It is us to fight for our own stake in every other government. For example, we had Uhuru, we had Kibaki, we had William. It doesn't mean because we have those in government, those out of government. No, we should have. Those in government should go and milk for our community. The community leaders should come together and have a common agenda and speak literally for things that make the community grow and set those in government to go and face and request for more development for the community. We can differ philosophically, they can differ philosophically, but they should not differ for the development of the community. Rightly? For example, if today I might be having an opportunity to meet His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, there are so crucial things and matters that I would have discussed with him. One, the region has been left behind long since independence in matters of development. For example, you look today, the government of Kenya, the greatest momentous concession that it will have given the community since independence, it is the Muoki multipurpose dam project. That is the largest project, rightly? So, the region commands more development in matters infrastructure, in matters water project, in matters education, in matters healthcare. So, if I meet Kalonzo today, I would perhaps personally challenge him that if he sees the gesture that is coming with the present, he should be more determined when he clings to the presidency to ensure that the region receives much development in the area that I've stated. Secondly, we have projects that have been long existing, but now they are mentioned as unworking. We have factories that have been long before working and now they are now on their knees. For example, we have the Yata Canal coming from River Thika. This Yata Canal, it is said in some areas water is flowing, then in other areas it is not. Why? We have blocked in the midst. So we have this good project. It need to be revived back and ensure water is flowing to the end and ensure farmers carry out agriculture to ensure that they earn their daily bread, they create job opportunities, they contribute to the growth of the economy. Rightly? And not only this Yata Canal, we need a lot of water for the region. So this calls for more boreholes, this calls for more dams, this calls for more sand weirs for the region. And ostensibly, if the region and if our brilliant sun will mean better for our community, we have something that Kibaki wanted to do back in the coalition government 207. He proposed one distillation chamber in the coast. That was to distill water from the sea, from the ocean, and use it to irrigate the land in Kilifi and the areas around. So we need our own son, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, to go to the Horn of Africa and use water from the Gulf and distill it and ensure that that water flows steadily all the way from northeastern watering Tatasol district, the arid and semi-arid region, all the way to Taita Taveta, and ensure and unlock immense opportunities agriculturally and animal keeping for the regions mentioned above. Rightly? If the region will be properly became situated in matters political, in matters economy, in matters social, and in matters religious, then it will become one of the super block regions. Rightly? The region needs something known as a monetary financial block. This money institution, comprising of the three counties, Kitui, Machakos, and Makueni, this will act as a region's bank that will at least save money from the three counties, have the immense power to lend to the youth and upcoming entrepreneurs to ensure that they get to businesses. It will also lend and ensure it has strengthened the region's economy. Rightly, it will ensure that the region have gained momentum in matters persuading development, whereby it can offer low loan interest so that it can accelerate business doing, entrepreneurship, and ensure it has created job opportunities for the millions of youths who are jobless. Rightly? This economic bloc will ensure that the region strengthens its ties and avoid man borrowing from outside or from international monetary funds, creating something known as independence of the region. I mean, good people, we need to liberate the region economically. If we liberate the region economically, perhaps we shall become economically strong. And if we are economically strong, then we are able to go as a community. Good people, rightly. We don't have time to engage in political discourses and warmongering that brings nothing to the community. We need to move and go straight to matters that perhaps helps grow the region. Economically, about the region, we have, as I have mentioned, that the greatest momentous concession that the region has been paid by the government of Kenya since independence, it is the Muoki multipurpose dam. This is a dam that lies in a 12,000 acres base. This is a large water mass, in fact a large water body. This large water body perhaps will call for what we call relief rainfall. And for that matter, Bond Hills lies at the highest point of the dam. So evaporation will perhaps take place, and ostensibly this will call for the formation of clouds on top of Bond Hills, and these clouds will be sailed away and moved across the vast sky and rain on the adjacent hills Kilungu or to the Kalawa Hills. Nice. If this will happen, good people, what does it mean? The government government of Makueni should engage farmers, peasant farmers, through cooperatives, and perhaps teach them to adopt and shift to value chain addition farming, ostensibly to live about maize and beans growing and adapt and accommodate the growing of crops like tomatoes, carrots, cabbages. Those are crops that perhaps are money pocket earning easily, good people, rightly. And this should not only come with engaging the farmers, it should also come with the county government perhaps promising and finding a substantive market such that the farmer goes to prepare his farm, grow the crop. After it reaches its maturity, he has something somewhere where he can sell its produce at a higher price and get money instantly and get back to the cycle of farming again without blockers and cartels in between, and avoid time wastage, rightly. This multipurpose water dam project will also ensure and enable fish farming in the region, rightly. This will call for fishermen to come on board and do fish farming. This will also create job opportunities for the youth, rightly. But on the carrot side, this should wield a big stick on whereby county government of Makueni should borrow on large-scale farming, i.e. the Wakithuki irrigation scheme and the Tana Galalu irrigation schemes. On this large-scale farming, it will only ask the county government to set aside large tract of land because of the large availability of water and do irrigation. This irrigation perhaps will create job opportunity to the youth and it will lower on the food cost prices as the government will harvest rightly from this project. The region economically is situated well with the Gonza Technopolis seat. This is an innovation and research hub that ostensibly will come with new technologies that will help in matters new crop breeds, hybrid seeds, and higher species of animals breeds that will ostensibly ensure that agriculture from the region gains momentum, rightly? And beside that, the Konza Technopolis city, being a world-class hub, it will produce one of the highest qualified human skilled labor that is needed outside, rightly. So, if sons and daughters from our region will go to work in the outside world, it requires and it calls for great reforms in the education sector, rightly, to ensure we have the right kind of education system and ensure that the government ensure that it provides educational aids to students and scholars from the region who need to acquire and further their studies, rightly. We should not take this for granted. At least have the hub from the region, and then we have learners from other parts of the country coming, getting the innovation and the skill, then become the first to go to work. Yeah? In that side, well, no, we should have our own sons and daughters from the region. Yeah? Having that opportunity to go and work internationally and bring further innovation and research that will improve the community socially, politically, and economically. Rightly? You get me on that point? We have this great region of ours needs to be united and ostensibly become a one front. If it is one front economically, with that one financial block, then it means as a region, because we have a very strong manufacturing industry, starting with what we call the cement manufacturing industry or factories from Machakos, because of the rich in the river, because of the rich limestone belt, This rich limestone belt perhaps calls for more investment on cement manufacturing on the river belt. And this has created a lot of job opportunities. It has created growth of growth of GDP, gross domestic product. It has also economically empowered the growth of the region and the county. Yeah? So we have the rich coal belt in Kitui, rightly, that is situated in the Mui Basin. The Mui Basin ostensibly is a 500 square kilometer eastward of Nairobi. Good people. This is so richly in coal. And if the government of Kenya mines this coal, number one, it will create job opportunities to the hundreds of youths who lie jobless in the region, also starting from Kitui. It will create for growth domestic product in Kitui and the region for the country. It will also lead to low dependency rightly, and for avoidance of doubt, many investors from outside, those who have invested, and I am a witness, in matters tiles, manufacturing, and other heavy lead industries that require high power production. They rely deeply and majorly on coal, and that coal is imported from Tanzania. Yeah? So if we have coal mined in the Mui Basin and also in upper parts of Kitui, this region is known as, let me tell you a bit, I'll tell you. So it has led to a controversy whereby there are fights in between in Kitui, that I think is in Sheikh Saikuru. Yeah? So if we are coal mined in Kitui, this will stanch the county government of Kitui in a better position, rightly, because it will empower most of the industries that are heavy led and that require high power supply within the country, right? So we also have the bee farming in Kitui. The Kitui farmers are highly associated with bee farming, an economic activity that in most of the times ends in painful stakes, whereby the farmers or the cattle keepers, they are called to transport their beef animals all the way from Kitui, rightly, to the river meat commission. Yeah? You see that route. Number one, it is tedious. It is long. From Kitui all the way, good people, to the river. Number one, because of this tedious journey, the animals lose weight. Number two, the animals fed low price. Rightly? Because of what? They lose weight on the way. And the farmers end up losing on the animals after they sell. responsibly need to be done. We need all these calls for the setting up of a meat commission in Kitui, whereby farmers can readily access the market for their produce rightly, from your arm to the market, without no much ado, without no much long journey, without no much tedious processes, whereby your animals can fetch high price, market price, and you go back to do your own things. And this will also create job opportunities for the hundreds of youth in Kitui who are jobless, good people. Yeah? Consider that. Don't perhaps say we have produce that are beef, cattle, and because we have no other opportunities, we are going to get Machakos in that river to sell our produce there. The county government of Kitui should come out and empower its own people through the installation of a meat commission in Kitui. Okay? That will make at least a good sense, and it will empower its own people. You cannot be economically fit if you're losing parts of your geographical land. I want us to see geographically the bordering of the lower eastern province. Without doubt, it stretched all the way, it passed through Kajiado County. It went through airport, that is in Embakasi. But literally, since after independence, Kenyatta and Isalis encroached the area geographically. He took it, he was almost tending to a river. Good people. Ending to a river. So, the airport today should be on the Kamba region. But it has now been taken on the government side. Saidot himself extended that border from Kajiado County all the way. It is now lying across EPZ. So, geographically, the region is losing its land. It is losing its part. And due to the 2010 constitution that was promulgated during the coalition government between President Muoki and Right Honorable Amolo Odinga, rightly, I don't want to say it stains the region eerily, but it took some of the region's stake. And now we have even the Portland in the river. We know, rightly, that Portland took the government consensus to mine in the river in Portland for 99 years, that is 100 years. And this land was given by the Kamba cooperatives, which was to be given back after lease back after the 99 years. But now the government doesn't want to let it back to the society that gave it to Portland. Now what we having? The land is taken. The government is grabbing it. What else? The very pivotal pieces of land that perhaps can generate something economically for the society, they are being grabbed away. They are being taken. And we have leaders, watch, they go to court, but ostensibly we have not seen very meaningful outcomes. If you go to Ruai, we have campus chased away, land grabbed. Why? Why? If the border came from Kajiado, it is now in Agriwa. It came from Embakasi, now it is on the JKA. Now, on Agriwa, now. No. The Kamba leaders should at least wage a war that is so spirited to fight for the region's geographical area. Good people. Call me Titus. Welcome all of you to listen to it. My own opinion, and perhaps rate it. Thank you. God bless you.